We're going to talk about SMART goals, and then we're going to talk about the 4 things that you need to make a goal happen. So a SMART goal is the S stands for specific. So when I back 12 years ago when I started losing weight, went to Weight Watchers, my plan was really just to go with Kim, but then turned in for me, so I kept losing. So Kim made me this. Is a poster board. It's still hanging in my closet, and it had had all the different weights, and had the dates. So had weight and date. So every time I'd lose, we'd mark it on the poster board. Then we'd mark it, and so I have it. It started at 315, 314, and goes down. I think I stopped at about 270, 260. But I just keep it in there as a reminder. But when I first started Weight Watchers and started losing weight 12 years ago, I really didn't have a goal in mind. It wasn't like I want to lose 100 pounds. It wasn't like I want to lose 10 pounds. Really, my goal at the time was, okay, I'm going to go and help her be supportive of her 5 pounds that she needs to lose, and really I need to lose a whole bunch. So I really didn't have a specific goal. So when you set a goal, you want to set what's the specific goal. So to say, I want to drop I just want to look fitter. Well, what does fitter look like? It looks different to everybody. I see some people comment to me, oh, that person's so ripped. I'm like, not really. But to them, it is. To me, it's not. So to say, I just want to be fitter, that's kind of generic. Or if I want to look better in the mirror, well, what does better look like? So you want to be specific. I want to lose 15 pounds. So that's a specific goal. It has a number to it. I want to drop 1 dress size. I want to drop a pant size. That's very specific in your goal. And it has to be, the M has to be measurable. So when you put a number on it, you can measure that. So if I want to lose 15 pounds, I can get on the scale. Lost a pound, okay, get on next week, lost a pound. I can see that I'm making progress towards that. Let's say when I was, as I was going through my weight loss stages, I bought a shirt that was too small. And I did that on purpose because my goal was I wanted to fit into that shirt. So that's very, very measurable. So I can put on that shirt and say, well, I can't button it. Oh, it's getting a little looser. It's getting better. Oh, now I can actually wear it, in public for more than an hour. So, it's very measurable. If it's, I want to lose 2 inches on my waist, well, you can measure, every couple of weeks. If it's, even if it's you want to gain muscle, okay, my arms are a certain size, I want to put half an inch on in the next, couple months. So it has to be specific, and it has to be measurable. And then it has to be action oriented, which is the A, action oriented. So what actions are you going to take to make that happen? So just to say in 12 weeks, which is how long is on our log, is 12 weeks. In 12 weeks, I want to lose 12 pounds. I will say a pound a week. So if you rock along into 12 weeks, nothing's lost. Well, I didn't lose anything. Oh, well, I didn't take any action. So it has to be, what action am I going to take towards that goal? Am I going to join a weight loss group? Am I going to try something I saw online? Am I going to go to the gym? Am I going to start walking my dog more? Am I going to park farther away from the store? So it has to be, what actions am I going to take? So we have specific, we have measurable, we have action oriented, and I think one of the most important things, and so often this is one thing that a lot of people miss, is the R, realistic. You have to be realistic. I want to lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks. Not going to happen. So when we see that, when you see a fad diets, you're going to lose 10 pounds in 10 days. You're going to lose 2 dress sizes in 3 days. All those things that promise those big things, they're not realistic. So is it realistic for me to say, okay, in 12 weeks, I want to lose anywhere from 12 to 18 pounds? Very realistic, because that's a pound and a half a week. Very realistic goal. Um, let's say in 12 weeks, I want to drop 1 pant size. Very realistic goal. In 12 weeks, I want to drop, I want to go from an extra, extra large shirt to an extra large shirt. It's measurable, it's specific, and it's very realistic and very doable. To say I'm at a 2X and I want to go to a small by the time this 12 weeks is over is very unrealistic, because then you beat yourself down and you're not going to complete your task. So it's better to make a small goal, reach it, make another small goal, than this big, gigantic goal that is nowhere achievable in that amount of time. And then, like I've referred to, the T is time. It has to have a time on it. I want to lose 12 pounds. Well, do I want to lose 12 pounds in 12 weeks, 6 months, a year, or do I just want to lose 12 pounds? If I just want to lose 12 pounds, then I'm not really going to put a whole lot of action towards it, because, I don't really have any time frame. A lot of times if we have kids that get married, by this wedding date, by their wedding, I want to look like this, I want to fit in this dress. It has a time stamp on it. So and that will work for anything, whether it's, exercise, diet, anything you want. Let's say if you want to read a book. Okay, I want to read this book. I want to read 10 pages a day. It's specific, it's measurable. I'm going to take action because I'm going to plan on this time of day, I'm going to read 10 pages each day. It's very realistic looking at my schedule, and it's time because by the end of the month, I want to have this book read. So you can apply all of those to anything. So I'm going to give you these, and you can take one and pass it. So what I'm handing you is just it has long range goals. Then on the back of that, it has monthly goals. And then the other page is weekly goals. And then the last page is daily goals. So as you get that, you'll notice that your long range goals are, where do I want to be? Actually on that one, that handout is, where do I want to be in a year? Okay, so it has, I think I put on there 5 goals, it was just a random number, was just 5. So you can have 1 goal, you can have 5 goals, you can have 3 goals, but again, you want to be realistic. So on there, you can plan out whether it's your health and wellness, say you want to lose weight, in a year, where do I see myself at? Or if it comes to a clothes size or pant size, where do I see myself at the end of the year? Even if it's business, I write goals out the first of each year. What I want to do at the end of the year. Where do I want to be at the end of the year? So what do I have to do? So you set those big goals. They look very big and scary. So then you set it to a monthly goal. Okay, to meet this yearly goal, okay, what do I have to do the month of January? Okay, what do I have to do the month of February? What do I have to do? What weight do I need to be at? What shirt size do I need to be at? What dollar amount do I need to be at? Maybe it's even I want to home visit 50 people this year. I want to go spend time with them and get to know them and hear their story. Okay, so what do you do January? What do you do February? Okay, so now we have the month. This is what we do for the whole year. This is our goal. We broke it down to each month. Now, each month, what do we have to do each week of the month to make that happen? What's our big goal by the time Saturday or Sunday rolls around? This is what we want to accomplish. Okay? So now we have our weekly goal. Now, how do we accomplish that every single day? So how do we work on that goal every single day? So now we took this big old goal of, let's say we wanted to lose 50 pounds in a year, which sounds really big. Okay? Now we broke it down to the month. We have to lose 6 pounds. We'll go 60. So we have to lose 6 pounds, 5 pounds, 5 pounds a month. Okay, now we have to lose 1 pound a week. Okay, now what do I need to do every day to make that 1 pound? So now we've taken that 50 or 60 pound goal, and now we're looking at 1 pound a week and making that happen. So when you break it down like that, it's very, very, very manageable. And that's the way with any kind of goals we make. So about 3-4 months ago, I don't really remember when, I did something for myself called the 30-Day Fitness Obsession. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the 4 things, that recipe that will help you accomplish goals. So when I created this, I wasn't really happy with kind of where I was going. My weight loss had kind of started, or my weight had started climbing. I was kind of slacking on exercise. I wasn't eating real great, so I really wasn't happy. I thought I need something to really get me going. So I created my own 30-day fitness obsession. So the first thing you want to do in your recipe for change, which is reaching your goals, is evaluate where you're at. So on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you? For me, I was probably, I was still exercising, I was still eating kind of okay, so I was probably about, I was probably in the middle. I was probably about 5 or 6. 10 being right on, 1 doing nothing, sitting on the couch. I was probably at 5 or 6, mentally, physically, all that. So, so I created my 30-day fitness obsession. So I decided where I was at, and then I had to be intentional. So to be intentional, I needed a plan, because I'm not very good at showing up at the gym and just, I'm going to work out on this, I'm going to do this. Like every day, I have online clients, and I use the same thing I give them, I use that for me. Because I need something I can record, something I have a list that, okay, you do this is how many reps you do, this is how many sets you do, that's what I need for me. So I need a plan. So that's what I created. I was intentional. I created a plan that was every day, it said, this is what you're doing. You're going to get up at this time of day. You're going to eat this meal, this food at this time, at this time, at this time. You're going to do these exercises, this workout on these days, this cardio this time of day, at night. It was all planned out. My alarm set time, Monday through 7 days a week, everything was set. So I was intentional on what I did. And then the next thing was, what plan are you going to do to increase your intensity or your focus? So I was intentional. I made a plan, and now I had a plan to increase my focus. So now, instead of saying, okay, I might get up on time, I might not. Okay, by this time I had to be out of bed to make it all happen, because I had this much time of cardio to do, I had this much exercise working out to do, so I had to be out of bed by this time. So I made a plan for how intense am I going to be? I got to run on these days, I'm going to walk on these days, I'm going to ride my bike on these days. Everything was planned out for 30 days. And then the 4th thing is, what massive action? Everything has to have a massive action to get it started. I need something to kind of jumpstart me. So I decided to take, in 30 days it was hard, because I was getting up earlier, I was doing cardio every day, I was strength training every day. Then every single night for 30 days, no matter what time I got home, I'd walk for 30 minutes. No matter what time I got home. Some nights it was 11 o'clock, I was on the treadmill walking. Some nights it was 9:30. But before I could go to bed, I had to get 30 minutes walking for 30 days with no excuses. So it didn't matter where we did, what we did, where we went, that had to happen. So that plan was my massive action for change. So what did that result in? That 30-day fitness obsession, because I had to be obsessed, because when you think about it, what happens when you're obsessed with something? That's all you can think about. Everything else in your life goes to the wayside. That is you're focused. So that meant that sometimes I spent less time with the family, because I had to get whatever's on my list I had to do. That's what I thought about. I had to make sure it happened. We changed plans so I could make sure it happened. All the kids knew that, when Dad got home, he was going to have to walk, so we don't really want to bother him. So my family time kind of went by the wayside, because this was my obsession. So I lost 10 pounds, lost 1.5% body fat in 30 days. Up to this point, I had been steadily gaining weight, steadily gaining body fat. So that I had to take massive action to make some massive change. So then how does that transition? What do I do now? So right after I got done that, I made a new plan, a new goal that was not as obsessed as the first one, but I was able to maintain, get a little more rest. But as what it did, it kickstarted me mentally and physically to get in that mindset to to where I needed to be. And then the next month, you know, I reduced a little bit, lost another, I think 4 or 5 pounds, lost another % body fat. And then it kind of got me into the mode of not worrying about weighing every day, weigh about every 6 to 8 weeks. So my mentality then was, and is now, is I weigh 314 pounds and I need to work every day like that. I need to work that 314 pound guy every day like he needs to lose 150 pounds. That's what I need to do. That's how I need to eat. So that got me in the mental state of where I need to be. So the 4 things we have to have is, 1, evaluate where you are. Again, it goes back to being realistic. You have to be honest with yourself. Number 2 is you have to be intentional. It's going to take, you can't say, oh, I forgot that. You know, sometimes I have clients that'll come and, oh, I forgot to walk the other day. Well, it's not important to you. Oh, I forgot I was supposed to work out today. Sorry about that. Well, it's not very important to you. And then what's your plan to increase your intensity and focus? What's your plan for that? And then what massive action are you going to take to kickstart your goal, starting, you know, day 1 for your goal, monthly goal, weekly goal, daily goal. So with those that I gave you, those sheets, you can really plan anything you want. You can plan with those. I just, you know, I think, and on the days, I ran out of room to make them bigger to write in, but you kind of get the idea of how to plan long range, and make it all very, very manageable goals. You know, I always try to do that with my clients too, is give them small goals. Say, okay, this week, you know, we're going to just try to eat a little better. We're going to, instead of, you know, having 5 Cokes this week, we might just have 4. We'll take baby steps. You know, I've lost clients before because I think baby steps are more important than losing 10 pounds in 10 days, because in the long run, you're not going to be successful. So I don't move fast enough for them, so they go on their way, and that's okay, because that's not my style. My style is I want to make you successful in the long run.